Yeah, welcome back to Mark's Railway Trails on a gorgeous day again, and we're actually on a railway trail today. And the trail we're going to find today is the old triplex line that led through St Helens town centre, all the way up through to Pilkington's works that led to Ravenhead, and we'll finish off at Ravenhead Row. But what you can see behind me on a gorgeous day, if you remember me last trail was looking at Taylor Park, and I told the story of the three lakes, the Taylor Park Lake, Legamutton Lake and the Triplex Lake, and this is the Triplex Lake that you can see all around. What a gorgeous setting it is. Bit of a private fishing club now this, but we've got on here this afternoon, and I'm not going to walk around here, but I just thought I've got to show you this lake because it adds into the Grey Lady stories, and also they used to take water here to cool the plants at Triplex. So I'm going to take you on a bit of a journey today, and I'm going to flip the camera around at the moment, and I've got a few people asking why do you never put yourself on the videos, and so this is what I'm doing today. I'm going to put the start so you can see who I am, Mark Winsley on Mark's Railway Trails, and behind me is what we call the Triplex Lake, and the little lake across the way from Legamutton. I'll just flip my camera around, there we go, and just do a quick zoom round, and this is what they call the Triplex Lake. They used to feed water from this little dam, as they call it, into Triplex Works, which was over there where the new houses are now, and I'm going to go down there and show you where Triplex was, and then we'll pick up the line that leads all the way into town, out of town, and then we're going to find the lost tunnels that were filled in at Croppers Hill, as we all know it in St Helens. It's a massive hill leading out of town up towards the Bird in Hand, and we're going to try and find those tunnels that they filled in today on Croppers Hill. And I've been studying some old maps, so hopefully we can find them. And I don't think we'll get into them, but looking at the maps, it goes under a roadworks. It starts at Morrison's supermarket, goes under the road and leads all the way to Pilks offices, and I don't think they could build houses on it, so we should be able to find that, and hopefully we'll get a look in at these tunnels. And normally I would say we wouldn't be able to see in these tunnels because it'd be so blocked off with it going under a main road, but they tend to leave little gaps in them sometimes, so hopefully we can get our camera in for bats, believe it or not. So we'll carry on the trail. So I just wanted to show you this little dam, and we've done all the other dams on Mark's Railway Walks, and as I get walking I'll show you. This will lead us out of what we call the Triplex Dam as we were kids, and it's like a bit of a private fishing ground now. So I've just come over the tops this morning. I'm on a bit of an afternoon jaunt, come all the way over from the golf course at Eccleston on the top at Red Rocks, and it's brought us to here, but I've done all them other walks. If you want to see Eccleston Mere, it's on my walk, Taylor Park in details on my walk, and Legamutton as well. We'll nip through Legamutton and just show it you. But what a setting that is, absolutely brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And luckily the gate's open, so. And before you ask Charlie, I did not take the padlock off that gate before you ask. But what an afternoon, and it all links in, these walks, and this is why I wanted to do this railway walk really, because somebody's asked me about Croppers Hill and what happened to the tunnel, so I'm going to show you today. If you go just up there where the car is there, go left, that's Taylor Park. If you go right, that's the old Eccleston Hall Hospital, and a little bit of it's still there, and that's where the story of the Grey Lady, the nurse who committed suicide just after the First World War, walks the three lakes. And here's the three lakes. You've just seen the Triplex Lake. I'm going to take you in and show you Legamutton Lake as well, and then we'll drop down onto where the railway line started, on the Triplex line. in St Helens for Pilkingtons. My old stumping ground this, it's called the Leg of Mutton down this that we're on this afternoon. And the reason it's called the Leg of Mutton, it's in like a shape of a boot. So if you go just down there through the path, there is a shortcut that takes you right up to Taylor Park. So they're all linked, and this is the lower level, just behind the trees there. You remember showing you the lost tunnels at Taylor Park? They're all behind there. All the water comes down from Taylor Park into the Leg of Mutton Dam. So it's a bit of an overflow, and I'll take you around and show you. Try and be quiet because we're all fishing, so they're not be chuffed. And this just leads you round onto the bend now, and this is the corner of the bend. If you just see it here. I'm not doing the full leg, I'm just going to nip through here to get onto the triplex walk. And what you can see over there is the overflow of the water coming through. You see it there, and that leads to over the road. So they're all linked to each other. Just go around the corner here. But what a view that is, and you can just see how it's formed in the shape of a leg. But what a setting that is this afternoon. And when I used to go night fishing with my mate, I've told you the tale many times, that was my peg in the middle that me and Paul Prescott used to always share. And we used to walk it through here. You could nip down the embankment which took you to Piggy Fletcher's farm. We used to get Chinese, bring it back with a few cans and have night fishing over here. So happy memories when you look back. And just flip the camera around. Don't like putting the camera on people, so just keep it off people. This takes you down. We'll do a shortcut in a minute. I just want to get a shot of that really. That just gets you a better shot of it in detail, but if you just look at the quality, look at the trees, like I said, that'll take you right up to Taylor Park, and then you can just follow it round. And this is a Leg of Mutton Dam, so that's the second dam. Taylor Park just up there, and that was the lakes that the Taylor Park, Leg of Mutton, Triplex Dam, the Grey Lady, the nurse from Eccleston Hall Hospital, which is over there, just over there, used to walk. And the date that she walked it, don't ask why, was June the 15th. I'll never forget that date, because fishing season started on June the 16th. So that's the day that she walks it, the night before fishing season, believe it or not. We're going to take a shortcut down here. I'll just keep the camera running. There we go. And it's years since I've been down here. Now this should bring us out towards what was known as Piggy Fletcher's farm. Hopefully it does. And this will lead us on to the triplex line. Well, I just wanted to show you the triplex lake where they used to feed the water to the triplex club for Pilkington's glass. And again, if you just look down there, there's another stream. Remember you showing you the lost tunnels of Taylor Park. This is where it leads to, and it takes it right under here into the little dam. Hopefully we can get out here. Now, can you believe that? There's a walkway and they shut it off, they've locked it off. I can't understand that, why that's been done. So we're going to have to do a bit of climbing, so I'm just going to pause it here a minute. And there we go, we're over it. I don't know why that's locked really, because that should be a public walkway really, but somebody's just welded that up for some reason and I don't know why. But that brings you out down here. I can't understand why that's locked, to be honest with you. And that brings you to Piggy Fletcher's farm, as we call it, Jeff Fletcher. He used to go out with us on a Friday at the health club and sauna. Sadly passed away about 4 years ago, big Jeff Fletcher, who played for Wigan and Saints, a bit of a celebrity. And this is a listed farm building, and his son still lives here today. But what we're going to find now, and I'm just going to show it you, then I can show you on the old pictures what used to be here. And what you're looking at over there now, brand new housing estate. Brand new housing estate that used to be triplex works. I'll show you some pictures of that. My Uncle John was on the gate of Pilkinson's for many years until it closed. And if you're wondering where that is, that's Knowsley Road, and that would have been triplex. Just here, big factory doing all Pilkinson's glass. And that's where the lake led, just up the road up there, that's where the lake was. And sadly they sold Pilkinson's, a Japanese company bought them in 1993. They sold out to a Japanese company for billions and billions of pounds really. And we knew the days were numbered. And in 2006 there was 115 people working at triplex still. It closed, got flattened, and when everything gets flattened, brand new housing estate. So this is where the line led to, over there where the new houses are, which was called triplex, which the trains came down to bring all the glass and all the coal and ferry it back the other way, which was down here. I'll just show you where these flats are now, which has got private land on. This is where the line ran, and I'll show you now where the line ran all the way into town on what we call the triplex line. And it ran just alongside of the farm, and we call this Jeff Fletcher's farm. As everybody knows him in St Helens, a bit of a legend, Piggy Fletcher. And he played for Wigan and St Helens, a massive guy and a real good rugby player. And the reason to call him Piggy Fletcher, and I bet they've still got some pigs here today, won't surprise me. Just look up, there's the old pig styles from Jeff Fletcher's farm. This was a railway line that we're walking down now. This was the path at the side of the railway line, and where you see the car park here was the actual, what they called Eccleston branch line, for those that don't know the area. And we'll follow it down. And what you're going to hit here, you'll still see some of the old cobbles on the floor. There you go. Which is nice to see. And if you see, there's always a bit of a curve on these cobbles, and the reason that is Along here on one of the maps leading up to Legamon, there's still tunnels going underneath here, all the way up. Because there used to be a little bit of a brook going down here as well, which obviously has been filled in. I'll just flick it round and I'll show you where the line ran. This walkway has always been here. It's a shortcut that leads up to Taylor Park. My mum and dad's is right up there at the back, and just here where you see the big wall going round, for all those that don't know St Helens, this was a bit of a landmark. The old St Helens Rugby League ground was here until it moved just outside of town near me in Shadley Park. So that was the old Saints ground that we're walking past now. But if you look down here now, it's all been fenced off now. But that run there, I just flipped the camera up, that was a straight run into triplex, which came all the way down here. And if you look along here, you'll still see some of the original walls from the steam days, if you see them. And they've still kept them on this side. I'll just show you that. And this is Knowsley Road that we're on now. Still got the original walls, but what you'd have done, you'd have looked out there with the massive embankments, took the trains to a level crossing near Piggy Fletcher's farm that ran into triplex. And that ran all the way down here. And it's still got some of the old walls. I'll just show you where that leads to. Again, all new housing estate now, and that's New Love Avenue, and that avenue and this estate was all built on the former St Helens Rugby League ground, and that's why they're all named after Saints players. New Love Avenue was a Saints player. Again, some of the original walls still here. I'm going to pause it here in a minute because I want to take a bit of a detour and I don't want my camera, going to have to be quick to get through it. But as you can see, the wall's still going down, and that leads all the way to the bridge at Dunriding Lane, and that's where the line would have ran to. Somebody's in the car, didn't see him there. If you just follow the wall along here now, you just see the original walls still. I'm going to pause it here because what I'm hoping to do is nip through here, get a bit of a shortcut to bring us out on the Eccleston line. So I'll just pause it here for a minute. And here we go, this is where it's brought out. A bit of a shortcut there, but you shouldn't be coming through there because the shops don't like it, and normally it's closed. These sort of gates now, they all gate these alleys so nobody can walk through. Luckily took a gamble and this one's open, so it brings us out right where we want to be. So the line's still carrying straight on. You can just see it over there. It's called the Eccleston branch line. I'll just show you the housing estate still. If you look in the distance, I'll flick that on. Give it 10 times. There you go. There's Pilkinson's head office just behind the houses on Prescott Road that we've done on Marks Railway Trails, if you want to see that full walk. And that brings you where we was on the other side, and as I said, they're all named after St Helens Town players. But this is where the line would have run straight through, and I've got quite a few old pictures from my mum and dad's of this old line where we stood now, leading through to the Saints ground, and this is where it brings you. And what they've done on this last part, they've kept this as a walkway. It's called the Eccleston Branch Line Linear Park. So let's go and walk it and show you where this brings you out. And there you go, that's where the line would have led all the way to triplex all them years ago. And there used to be a bridge here, massive bridge. The line went that way, massive embankments either side, all the way to triplex. And as a kid, that used to be a cracking little toffee shop that me and my mate Steve Wright used to go a lot. And just to give you a bearing, you carry on down this road right to the top, that will lead you to Pilks head office, bird in hand, where I grew up. So this is where the line continued now, heading towards town from triplex in St Helens, which was a major player for triplex and Pilkingtons because they did a lot of car glass and everything at triplex. Like I said, 93 it was sold to a Japanese company for billions, I forget the price, billions of pounds. And 2004 I think it was, they actually give notice and closed triplex and flattened it and sold to a developer for houses. But luckily they've kept this part open and I'm so glad they have. And this leads you into the St Helens town centre all the way from Knowsley Road. And in its day this would have, you'd have been a lot lower. They filled it all in. There would have been embankments either side leading all the way into town, and there was a few bridges down here as well, which is sadly gone, but I'll show you where they were for people that's asking. But like all these railway trails, once you get on walks like this, I just love how the trees just kind of cascade over each other and give it such a shaded effect. And don't get a bad feeling on this walk. You know, I'd be quite happy, you know, somebody else doing this walk on their own. You just hear all the trees blowing away. But I'm glad to show you the three lakes. Well, you've seen two, you know where Taylor Park Lake is. We've done it often enough. The three lakes where the story of the Grey Lady came from. We'll just keep it running, walking down. As you can see, take a minute there, and what a shot. I just love how all the trees come in, absolutely brilliant. And he's got a dog walker coming up, so keep the camera off him. You alright, Papa? Ideal for dog walkers this, you know, such a lovely walk, and you can walk it all the way up to Eccleston Mere. Not that you'll get in Eccleston Mere. You've not a cat in hell's chance of getting Eccleston Mere. But if you want to see it, go on my channel and you'll see it in full. And that was a cracking day's walk, and probably never get a chance to get in Eccleston Mere again, sadly. What you're coming up to now there used to be a bridge here. Just shows you how high this would have been at the time. And my old friend had a garage here called John Mills, of Roscoe Motors. And no, he wasn't a film actor. He used to always say, when he said John Mills, everybody thought he was famous. And it'll bring you out to the garage. But where we're here now, and you see where it dips, this is where the bridge used to be. Just here. You used to go over the top, and we used to sit underneath here as kids. And just over there, if you see where it's got tyres and autos, that used to be Roscoe Motors. I used to always take my car as a kid. But that's the money shot. And like I said, there used to be a massive bridge here, which is sadly gone. There's just a couple of the old stumps on the corner that you can see. But we'll just follow this on. And what this is leading to is what we've come to find today, but that's where we are. Eccleston branch line. And for all those that's going to ask, and there's always somebody that asks, when did this line officially get taken up? My mate David Thorpe used to live on the right here. I'll show you his house as we get further down. And the train stopped running in about 69, 70. They took the lines. The lines were stacked up. So I would say be early 70s that the lines got taken up, and it was just used, disused railway line, became a bit of a dumping spot, and that led on to Boundary Road, where the Co-op built a new superstore. Quick Save was at the side of it, but before that it used to lead all the way into Pilkinson's Watson Street Works, which we're going to go and find today. And where the tunnel went under the road, but what they call Croppers Hill. And I got carried away because I got talking, but when just on the left there, on the left hand side, was a mate's house called David Thorpe, and he gave me that information that it was about 69 that the train stopped running. So it might have been about 5 or 6 at the time. But David Thorpe's garden was absolutely massive, and you've probably seen some as there was coming down. Massive gardens, not very wide but long. About 5 times as long as mine. Honestly, they were absolutely massive. And again, we come to the end here, and there used to be another bridge here which took you over the road, and then it kind of veered right, and I can walk up there and show you. That's where we've come. That's where we've come down the Eccleston branch line. I'm just going to cross over here now and just nip up here. I think we should be able to get through. What used to be was Quick Save on the right is now Morrison's, which used to be the Co-op superstore. Brand new superstore built by St Helens Co-op. We'll nip up here. What you're looking at there is the Co-op superstore that was built. The St Helens Co-op, the first one, and after that was Newtonley Willows was built. And I was electrical manager here at Co-op superstore, and then worked my way up to assistant manager under June and Paul at the time. I'll keep this running. Hopefully we can get across. Here we go. And this is Morrison's now at Boundary Road. Just keep out the way. And there you go, there's Morrison's at Boundary Road. Like I say, that used to be the Co-op Boundary Road in St Helens. Now what we're going to find now, and hopefully we will find these, is we're leading up to Coppers Hill. Now if you look over there, there's the army barracks which run all along there, and just in between the bushes you can see some houses, and I'll just show you how it runs up. If you see the wall here, I'll go over and show you. Now, I've been studying an old map on this, so hopefully my directions are right. Bit of a cut through. There we go. What's over there is the army barracks that run all along. Now, if you come through here, and we're not getting here, you'll see a wall here running all the way along. And they've gated all these off now. See how it's all gated off? Yeah, it's all gated off. Well, behind that wall, and there's no way I'm going to go over there today because you can't actually get in there. The opening to one of the inspection hatches for the tunnels is actually in the barracks, believe it or not. Now if you go up here, just over there is like some supply rooms, and there's another street down there. I'm not going to take you down there, I'm not going to show you where it is. That's where there's an inspection hatch that's locked up. It's actually in the barracks grounds now, so you can't actually get into it. You can only get only council people or people from the barracks can get in. That's the first inspection for the tunnel that leads all the way along and goes up. So we'll go back now. I just wanted to show you that. And that's why there's a, you notice there's a gap there. They can't build on that because of subsidence, and there's a massive tunnel underneath it, and there's nothing above that. It's just trees. So there's nothing, it's no good even going over there to have a look. There's nothing that you'll see. It's just been filled over. Trees above it, but underneath it is a big tunnel. And I know it might get a bit monotonous this walk, but I'm just trying to give you an idea where the line ran from triplex. So if you can imagine, we was over there, the line comes all the way this way, and then it kind of swung round where the wall is there and went up, and there's another tunnel which has been bricked in at the end. The other tunnel ends there, but runs here and runs across. So underneath this road, that is where the tunnel is, and it's not been filled in. Bit of a walk there, but I just wanted to show you where it was, and this is why it's so high, and this leads to Croppers Hill, and the tunnels that we're hopefully going to find and get a look in to one of the tunnels. I've got my torch, hopefully some battles, and as you can see behind these houses, the tunnel kind of came up here now, and it's leading this way. I'm going to cross over here. Now I'll get my bearings. That's right at the top. Yeah. this should bring us. I'm just going to pause it here just to save the battery. Just let me find my bearings, have a look at the old maps, and just get a bit of a bearing. We're virtually right on it now, so let me just pause it. And here we go. Can't get it in from the other side. This is what they call Croppers Hill, and many years ago there used to be like Victorian houses, older houses up here, and one of them did a lot of leather work, metal work, and it was called Croppers House. It did all the making of products, and that's where it got its name, Croppers Hill. But if you just look here, you see houses that side, you'll see houses that side, but you don't see any houses in the middle. The reason is this is where the tunnel leads from Boundary Road. That was showing you where the wall, it kind of came around where that big drop is, and the tunnel leads all the way this way to Pilkington's. If you look here, still some of the old wall is actually still here, so we're going to go down and have a look and just see what we can find. And as always with these places, there we go. Let's get my bearings. There you go. How brilliant's that? And I'll try and get my torch in here. You can just see there, there's two little bat holes that they let air and light into the tunnel, and that's the only way that you could physically get in this tunnel. So we ain't going to get in the tunnel, but we'll have a look if we can have a look inside. And there we go. Let's just see if that picks anything up. Trying to get my torch, but it's just so dark even with the torch in it. But there you go, you can just see the roof of the tunnel there, but you can't see anything else because it's just so long and so dark, and we've only got these little bat holes. Hopefully the camera will pick it up and you can see, but that's the tunnel that leads all the way under Croppers Hill to Morrison's. Unfortunately it's so dark. I'm just going to pause it here a minute and I can show you. Yeah, so just down there you can see the two little holes that they've let for air vents. That's all that remains of the tunnel. That's where the tunnel ends, and that leads this way to Watson Street Works, which we're going to pick up. But I'm going to pause it here a minute, get off, because I'm watching where I'm standing, because like with all these places it's full of drug paraphernalia and you've got to watch your feet. So I'm going to pause it and then get back on. Yeah, so we're back on top now, so hope that camera picks it up. Really, it's very dark, and even with the torch in, it wasn't picking much up, but hopefully see it on the camera. But if you just see there where you've got the like the tarpaulin running across all along here, according to my map this was Croppers Hill tunnels, and they all lead across all the way along here to the end of the road here, and that's why there's nothing been built on them. If you see there and there, there's not actually anything been built on them at all. They've just left it flat. and that's where the tunnel runs. And apparently when I looked into that, that was due to subsidence. So we're going to be heading that way past the trees. I just wanted to show you where that was. So if you ever come up Croppers Hill and you wonder why there's no houses in this big gap, now you know. And we'll take one last look at Morrison's as we head down. I had to pause it there to try and get the light on the camera. Just cross over here now. As you can just see the big incline, that's what's classed as Croppers Hill. Just over there where we come, that's where the tunnel leads now. All along here, and it drops down here. And then kind of does a left and a right. So we'll pause it here, got a bit of a walk, and I'll show you where that brings you out after it leaves Croppers Hill. And just here, that's where the tunnel was cut off. That used to be the opening for the tunnel from this side that led up to Croppers Hill. Came in from the other side as well. It kind of came up and over the road, and as you can see, it's just all been filled in that now, and you just see the big embankment here, the houses behind it. So I'm going to pause it here now, and I'm going to walk it round and pick up where that actual tunnel led to and show you where it led to for Pilkington's after triplex. Yeah, so this is just where we've landed now, after going through that little bit of a small wood really that leads to Pilkington's. I think this is Watson Street it was classed as, and I'll just show you. And this is where the line was leading to, and towards the Ravenhead Greenway really, but that's Pilkington's. And I'll take you around the corner because there's still some of the old buildings there, and this is all Pilkington's along here, and that's where it went up all the way up to Croppers Hill. That's where the tunnel was trying to have a look in, and then it brought it down into here and led it into the Pilkington's operation here at Watson Street. And this is where a lot of the water from Eccleston Mere was actually pumped to Watson Street Works. And I've been round here before, and I'll get you some of the old shots of the old buildings. We'll go up and show you where the line leads then up into Atterheath, into Prescott. So it's a bit of a trail today, and we've covered quite a few miles, and I'm doing this all on foot today. And just as we get round this bend, I do know there's some of the old buildings still here which I'll show you as well. You can just see some of the old cooling tower chimneys still in the background. Probably not used now. I'll just follow it round. There we go, Watson Street Works. I was right, there you go. How's that for a memory? And this is Watson Street Works. And this is where all the water from Eccleston Mere led to. If you remember me walking Eccleston Mere, and he said they led water to Watson Street Works. This is it. It's quite a big plant actually for Pilkington's. I'm going to nip over here because they fly around this corner.
Yes, lad, get me on video.
We got some local hoodies. I'll just show you in the old Watson Street works. And it's just nice to finish off where the triplex line ran really. And I'm going to take you up and show you Factory Road to finish the walk off today. And we'll just go around this corner. You can just see the new Pilkinson's plant on the right. Right over there. And here it is. This is Watson Street Works, and I do know that there's probably a date on one of these buildings. Just gives you an idea. I think it's just around the corner here. I'll zoom in on it and show you. And this is it. This is the old part, Watson Street Works. We'll go round actually. Ravenhead glasses up here, all those who remember Ravenhead glass. Should be an opening round here. That bridge that you can see in front, that's a still alive line. That's on the Atterweath line. And just here now, what you can see. I'll try and flip my camera in on this side, get a better shot. I'll get it in this side. Let's see, they've got the grates in front, but we'll do it above. If you just look there now, and I'll zoom in on it 10 times. Just there on the top, you can see it, Pilkinson Brothers, 05, Limited, 1905. That building dates back to. And that's the original Watson Street Works where triplex led to all the way down the hill. And that's the old Watson Street Works, and that's still here, and probably a lot of that's not used today. And just nice to see, and just nice to get that date. I'll have another look at that, get a good shot of that. 1905. Pilkinson Brothers, Watson Street Works. Absolutely brilliant. And I don't think they're here now, but I think it's all been tarmacked up now, but originally there were still the old railway lines going across. But we'll nip across here now, and I'll take you up and show you where the line led then up to Atterweath. Pallet land's here now in the corner. Go and try and cross over here. Bit of a mad corner. Pallet land. Took that space up. But there's the old Watson Street Works, which is still there, but probably not used much today. And the new Pilkinson's behind it. I'll show you more of that as we're walking up. Well, that's what it led to on the triplex run to Watson Street Works at Pilkinson's Glass. And we'll go up the side of here now, and then we'll show you some of the oldest buildings in St Helens called Factory Road, which is here for all the people that worked at Pilkinson's and Ravenhead many years ago, and it's still here. Factory Road. And for all those that don't know the area, that just leads you into St Helens town centre now, but just look how big that is, and that won't be here forever, I tell you. I know there's a lot been made redundant there, including my cousin last month has worked there many years, so that's probably earmarked for housing or development or something, I would say, in years to come. But it's good to get it on the blog. But this is a bit of a shortcut really that leads up to Atterweath. and you should still pick up some of the old line up here, some of the old walls. And when I walk down here, I don't come down here very often because it's the other side of town to where I live. But my mum was born in Atterheath, and she worked in the check office for the co-op when she was a young girl, and she used to cycle down here and back every day from Whittle Street. So I always think of my mum wandling down here on a bike, and I bet it was great going to work, but not so good coming back. It's all uphill. And hopefully you see one of the old bridges down here now as well that went over. Again, they've kind of made it a walkway, new housing estate on the right. And it just takes you up to Atterheath, and just flip my camera around there because I don't like any people on camera. And if you can just see where the wall is, that's where the line would have led after Watson Street. It leads all the way up to Atterheath, which took it over to Prescott. But a bit of a walk today, and I'm on foot today, so I'm going to finish off at Factory Road around to Pilkington's head office, and I've got to walk it home then. But what a cracking afternoon! And AI is one of the bridges that you can still see. There you go. Just overgrown now, nature's took it back, but that's where the line would have run. And there's nothing up there to see, there's no track. Get a shot. From the other side, really. There you go. All fenced off now, but I have been up there. There's nothing up there, it's just overgrown, there's no track, all been taken up, and you get a better shot as you get to the end. I think there's a bit of track still down, but again, lonely places. Well, original wall's still here, and this is where I was a member of when I was very little. Coming down here was the high walls going up, and it's all fenced off now. So there's nothing up there, there's nothing to see, so it's not even worth the trek. We'll walk it along this path, which is more enjoyable. What a bit of a journey today, from starting at Triplex Lake, as we called it, onto a leg of mutton, drop down into Piggy Fletcher's, then somebody's welded the gate because they don't want people walking through it. Climb that. Where Triplex used to be, Piggy Fletcher's farm, and then we just followed the line and it brought us all the way to here. And we actually found the tunnel. We had a look in, and hopefully the camera will pick that up on one of the shots that you can see. And we're going to take you up to Factory Row now and finish off the walk for today, because it's been quite a while. I've been out about 3 hours. Yeah, I've had to walk it down to here. Could have come on my bike, but I don't like leaving the bike in some of these places when I'm walking, because you get a lot of druggies, unfortunately, in these areas, and I'm not risking my bike, so I'm on foot today. And you still see some of the old sleepers, which is nice to see, and the old crossing gate that would have been here. that used to shut along here. I remember it well. And if you look across, I don't think you'll see any of the tracks now, they've all been filled in. Again, Pilkington's installations over there. Maybe we might just catch some of the track as we get further up. But that gate just takes you back. Takes you back. Like I say, it's not worth going in there because there's nothing down, it's just all fenced off, fence either side, and it's just vegetation's took it back now. If memory serves me right, when I've done this top end before, you might just see a bit of track at the top. And we're still following the line now, where you can see all the overgrowth. That's where the line would have led to Atterweath. As you can see, there's nothing left, it's all been taken up. I think apart from when you get to this top bit, you might just see a bit of track. And I hope we do, it'd be nice to see. Woo, what a nice breeze. And there's the new Pilkingtons. Yeah, that's what they call the installation factory. Cement works on that side, the installation, all Pilkingtons. And you know what, I'm going to go past Factory Row and we'll finish off at Pilks International Head Office. There we go. Let's flip the camera on me. There you go, you can just see, just vaguely there, you can just see some of the original track. Just pick it up on the camera, just heading that way. That'll lead into it. That's all that's left. That's all that's left of it. There you go. There's Pilkington's glass manufacturers. Get a shot over here. Just see if you can, this just leads you down, brings you back out at Watson Street, and that's where the line ends. Like I said, there's no track there now. All been taken up, nothing left of it. Nothing left of it. That just leads you back to Watson Street, and on the other side of the trees is a live line that picks up Atterweath, and we'll go up. But just on the background here, there it is, Pilkington's manufacturer, you can see it. Massive plant. We're going to nip through here now. And if you're wondering what this is here, sorry love, you're right. What you've got here is a barrier. No barrier on it, it's just to stop cars flying through. You let one car through at a time. It's to slow the traffic down. So that leads into town. Whoops. That leads into town, down there. Picks up Watson Street that we've seen. Go left and that leads up to Coppers Hill that we did. So we'll follow it round now to pick up Factory Row. And some old little mill cottages are still here, and these are just hiding in the corner. I'll just shut the camera on them. There you go, just hiding in the corner. You can just see them, old mill cottages. And Charlie, if you're still watching at this point, if you remember all the mats you used to get, Ravenhead mats, this is where they come from. This is the old Ravenhead services. That's the old part of it just there. That's the oldest part of the building just there. That's Ravenhead mats, or laundry as it's called, Ravenhead laundry. There you go. There's Ravenhead laundry. And then that's where we've just come up from down there. Ravenhead services do mats for us. If you remember them, Charlie, that's where all your mats came from. But this is Factory Row that you can see on the right now. And it's still here. All the old houses that have obviously been modernised since. We're just going to head down now. What they've done, they've built new houses on the right. But at the back, Ravenhead Greenway, another walk that I've done on my trails. But there you go, there's all the old little cottage houses. They're still here today. 1854, yeah. And they're still here today, a lot of them modernised. And then this just leads on to what we call Carriage Drive in St Helens, which led to Pilkington's head office, which was their international head office for the world, for Pilkington's glass. And in its heyday was a showpiece. And I'm just going to take you up to that part and just show you Pilkington's head office, and we'll finish off there. I'm going to get a drink and just there where the security lodge is. My Uncle John did that job up until his 80s. He worked through his just there in that cabin there. He worked right up till he was about 80, and he retired and went back part-time, and he said it's the easiest job he ever did. And John, if you're watching this, you know I'm not lying, because I remember you telling me so many times. We just amble down. I'm sorry if it gets a bit boring this, but I just want to show people how to get to these places, and we've kind of done the full round robin then. We've covered some miles today. Just in the background you can see it. If you hold my camera, you can just see it in the skyline. I'm going to go and have a sit down there and finish off the trail for today. And again, it was just to get that triplex line and show people where it ran to and what it did. And this leads you to Pilkington's head office. Keeps you fit, that, mate. You're not open that now, can you not get in through there? No.
They've changed.
Have you locked it? I've not got your camera on you, right?
Yeah, it's been changed.
Has it? Yeah.
Yeah, I did have the old key.
I've got the old key. I was going to have a walk in, have a look round, but obviously.
I've got the old one myself.
But obviously changes, have they?
That is the old one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fine, exactly. Not to worry. Cheers, mate. Yeah. So yeah, we've not been able to get on there today. It's my key won't fit, so forget that. I still got the old key from Pilkington days, and that lad's just saying he can't get in because he's out climb over, go fishing. So, and this just brings you back out, believe it or not, where we started at Morrison's. And they put this in to stop cars taking the shortcut. And this is what's known as Carriage Drive, for all those that don't know St Helens. But when you get around this corner, we're going to have a break, and I'll show you the lake behind here. It's known as Carriage Drive, and we'll finish off, which will be nice for Pilkington's head office. And if you want to see that, I've got that on Mark's Railway Trails, the full walk, but you can still see just some of the old rail lines are still down, part of them, but all long gone. This was all car parking at one time for all the staff in Pilkington. Sadly, all them days have gone. It's a ghost town now, and car parks are all locked up. What used to be full of Pilkington workers, sadly, no more. It's so sad really when you look how many people are employed here. I've got a few steps in today, and I get a few more in before I head home. But we're going to finish off here now on the trail today, after leaving the triplex at Eccleston near Piggy Fletcher's. Walked it all the way down into town, Watson Street, come all the way around the Baxing Factory Row, and follow it round. We've got to finish off. And finish off here is a good place to finish off. And again, it's all been vacated now, this building. There's nobody in here at all, it's so sad. And there you go, that's where we are now, in Pilkington's head office. And what a setting, you know. What a setting. As you can see, all the buildings across there now, nothing used. I'm not going to do too much video in here, it's just nice to finish off. And there it is, Pilkington's International head office in its day. And the amount of people that used to work in there, and sadly it's all vacant now. And its days have been much closer. There's Carriage Drive. Well, the lad was trying to use his key, and sadly they've changed the locks for Pilkington's now as well. Obviously Pheasant Acquisitions that took over Eccleston Mayor have done that as well. So sad, so very, very sad. But so from Pilkington's head office on a blowy afternoon to the restaurant that's all boarded up now at Pilkington's, and just like a ghost town, to be honest here. I hope you enjoyed the trail today, finding from Triplex, Little Dam, down to Triplex Works, where the line led on the Eccleston branch line, all the way into St Helens Watson Street in St Helens near the town centre. And we've walked it round past Factory Row, where all the little cottages and houses were, and they're still here today, just been modernised. And that led us on to Pilkington's head office. I'll put a lot of old snaps and old pictures of what it used to be like in its heyday, as I always do now on the end of my videos. And I hope the light has caught that tunnel under Croppers Hill. For all those that's asking, Croppers Hill tunnels are still not filled in, just a road above it, and that's why there's no houses above it. So see you soon on Mark's Railway Trails, and from Pilkington's head office, and see you on the next one.